60 seconds.
Greetings. How many people will be playing? One person. Thank you. The game is played as follows. If you think you know the correct answer to a question, buzz in. Then choose your preferred answer by pressing the corresponding button. These buttons serve as your buzzers. The symbol buttons are used to choose the answer you desire.
5, 4.
Now loading.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide.
Welcome to Jack. I see none of your friends wanted to play this evening, so you figured you'd just get in touch with old Schmitty. Well, thanks. Makes me feel really important. Just so you know, if I seem insensitive to your lonely needs, don't take it personally. I'm just a voice in your TV. You do know that, don't you?
1.
This category is washed-up literary characters. You get it right, I'm putting you up $2,000. All right, you better get settled in, because for this big old literature episode, we have a question about everything that's ever been written in the English language. So we better get started, because this could go on as long as one of those civilization games, okay? If Robinson Crusoe were around today, in which of these restaurants would you most likely spot him looking for companionship? Robinson Crusoe's companion on the desert island is named Man Friday. And man, he made a mean fried cheese platter.
2.
The category's gonna be the literary canon, with a few more ass jokes. You get this one, you pocket $2,000. Here's the question. Suppose there's a new comedy version of the Brothers Karamazov starring the Wayans brothers. How many Wayanses will be needed to fill Dostoevsky's The Brothers Karamazov? There are 3 main brothers, plus the bastard brother, Smerdyakov. But if you've ever seen the Wayans brothers show, you know that they're all funny bastards.
3.
I'm calling this one Great Willard Scott. You get it right, you get $2K. So you know how Willard Scott always announces the birthdays of old folks on the TV? Well, if Willard Scott decided to honor the oldest surviving epic in the English language, an original manuscript of Beowulf is the oldest surviving epic in the English language. And, like the old folks, the manuscript is slightly soiled and wrinkly, but it has much better insurance.
4.
This one's called When Bad Things Happen to Cute Fuzzy Animals. How does $2,000 sound? All right, give me your best shot. Say your pet gets run over by a truck and... Oh, I'm sorry. And to ease your overwhelming grief, you pick up a good book. Which of these would not remind you of your pet's untimely demise? Shane, Old Yeller, Where the Red Fern Grows, or The Yearling? Shane doesn't have anything to do with pets dying. But if your pet cowboy ever runs away, it'd be best to avoid this one. Get ready, because you're going to play a When Did Happen. All right, I'm going to show you an... Let's see how much you remember. When Did Happen thing before. Great. Let's see how much you remember. The category for this When Did Happen is brought to you by the Kansas School Board. Okay, so we're agreed that Beowulf is the oldest surviving English epic, but hey, how about that oh-so-popular through the ages little book called the Bible? Huh? Heck, that there book of Genesis records stuff from the very beginning, right? In fact, do you recall this little event? God made the stars, the sun, and the moon. Now, according to Genesis, the book, not the band, did this happen before God made the stars, sun, and moon, after that, or did God never do it at all? Well, now, that was a lot of fun, huh? Let's see what happens. Nice job, my friend. Let's see how that affects the big picture. Well, I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed that. Shall we get back to the game?
6,
Coming at you. Good book equals bad movie. Get it? $2,000 for a correct answer. Put it in gear, because here we go. If the manuscript that Jack Nicholson's character writes in The Shining were adapted for the big screen, what would be unusual? The unpublished manuscript in The Shining reads, "All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy," over and over. So, everyone in the movie version would have the same line. And all work and no play makes this Jack pretty dull, too.
Red rum.
Stop it, I hate that.
Red rum. Red rum.
I said
red
stop
rum.
it!
7,
Up next, chivalry ain't dead. It just smells that way. $1,000 at stake on this one. Hey, can you imagine how stanky it'd get inside one of those suits of shining armor? Woo! Say you give King Arthur's knights a group bath. Because he was the purest, which knight would probably float like pure ivory soap? Sir Galahad, Sir Gawain, Sir Lancelot, or Sir Bayo? Sir Galahad was the purest of King Arthur's knights. That's why he got the Holy Grail. Although it makes you wonder, what does a pure knight do when the other knights are out killing people? Embroidery?
8,
Here's a little something I call, I want more. I got $2,000 says you don't know this one. See if you can wrap your skull around this. If Iago from Shakespeare's Othello performed as a magician on Circus of the Stars, what would be his trademark trick? Sawing women in half, making handkerchiefs appear, pulling rabbits out of his hat, or disappearing? In Othello, Iago plants Desdemona's handkerchief on Cassio to make Othello think his wife has been unfaithful. But Othello didn't really believe it until after the circus, when he saw her sequined thong in Scott Baio's pocket.
9,
The category is I read banned books. If they have pictures. $3,000 for this one. Heads up, here it comes. Which of the following titles did not make the list of the most frequently banned books in the 1990s? James and the Giant Peach, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Little Red Riding Hood, or Animal? According to the book banned in the USA, George Orwell's Animal Farm is not among the most frequently banned books in the 90s in the US. Apparently, its ideas on socialism are considered not as threatening as the themes of Daddy's Roommate, Heather Has Two Mommies, or How to Eat Fried Worms. All right, sit up straight. It's time for a coinky dink. All right, listen up. Here's how you play this thing. You're going to get a bunch of different pairs of... Well, all right then, Speedy. Let's get a move on. This coinky dink's category is great books. Okay, hold on to something, because we're doing it. To form an opinion and Joseph Wapner's position. What do they got in common? Blue Devils University and husband of a Duchess. Underdog's girlfriend and blank want a cracker. Sudden Rush Forward and Charlie Brown's sister. Cult Leader Jones and Conrad's Lord Blank. Actor Hanks and Male Cat. Blue Cartoon Hound and Type of Fairy. Okay, bonus time. What do all of the correct answers have in common? Are they all on the road? Catcher in the Rye. Of Mice and Men. Satanic Verses. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. That's it. Well, you either paid attention in class or you've spent a lot of time rafting on the mighty Mississippi. Perfect. Now see if you can top it off with a bonus. Player 1, you're a winner all around. How about that? Let's get out of here.
11,
This category is now in stores, the Lolita pop-up book. I'm gonna give away $3,000 this time. Hey, check it out. I think I found another potential banned book for that fancy banned book list. Suppose Vladimir Nabokov had written a children's version of Lolita. Just imagine, okay? Given Nabokov's specific animal expertise, what might have been the plot of his children's book? A fly falls in love with a maggot. A frog falls in love with a tadpole. A butterfly, aside from being a fairly decent writer, Nabokov was an expert in butterflies and moths.
And then the butterfly went into the house of the old butterfly who had also had sex with the caterpillar. He chased the old butterfly around the house and then shot him dead. Bang, bang.
12,
The category's gonna be the Starbucks stops here. And this one's gonna be worth $2,000. Okay, everyone's familiar with Washington Irving's story of Rip Van Winkle, right? How he walked into the Catskills one day, he fell asleep for 20 years. Well, suppose Rip Van Winkle had passed a Starbucks that morning. Because it has the most caffeine in it, which of these drinks might have helped Rip Van Winkle stay awake? A tall cafe Americano, a tall cafe misto, a tall cafe latte, or a tall house blend coffee? What do you say we check out the right answer? 12 ounces of drip coffee has more than double the amount of caffeine contained in the one shot of espresso used in a 12-ounce espresso drink. All I know is after 12 ounces of coffee, I gotta take a serious winkle.
13,
I'm calling this one, I don't read nothing I can't pronounce. You give me a right answer, I'll give you $3,000. Let's see how you handle this one. Which of the following books is an example of a bildungsroman? Bildungsroman. That's it. Rand McNally's Road Atlas, The Joy. A bildungsroman is a novel about a young character's education or spiritual development. So, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret is a perfect example. Period.
14,
This one's called Somebody Smoke That Ham. I'm gonna make this one $1,000. Okay, you know the book Charlotte's Web, right? Hey, what doesn't say love if not a spider writing neat things about you in her web? Imagine Charlotte wrote her spider web messages to Wilbur in Pig Latin, which is in Pig Latin, the first consonant sound of a word is moved to the end of the word and A is attached after that. Unfortunately, Wilbur couldn't understand Pig Latin and had no idea what Charlotte was talking about when she wrote Orye Aikenbay.
You've almost made it to the credits, but first, the attack. A little edgy, aren't we? I thought someone switched to decaf. Here, try this clue. In their own Are you listening to me? Hey, over here. In their own worlds. Okay, pay attention.
exciting game. It was a real thrill. You were the best player we've had by far. Now do me a favor, will you? Look to your left, now look to your right, now repeat after me.
You don't know Jack!
You are the latest addition to the high scoreboard. You have my sincere congratulations. Enter your name, please. Excellent. Enjoy it while it lasts. To play again, please input your desire to do
Inspired
so.
millions with his words and his voice. And now, available for the first time on compact disc, you can get all of Zombie Lou's greatest hits, including the heartfelt "My Brain Done Left Me," "Rainy Day Romance," and the unforgettable classic "Rain for the Holidays." You and your loved one will want to listen to this CD again and again as Zombie Lou sings his way into your hearts. Copies are limited, so order now.
Just send $15.95 to the gravestone underneath the old oak tree, St. Peter's Cemetery, New York, New York.
Are you tired of Italian waiters always pushing the veal?
I'll take the spaghetti.
You should have tried the veal bazaar!
Spaghetti.
Veal!
Spaghetti!
Veal! Well, worry no longer. Thanks to the new book, 1001 Excuses Not to Order the Veal. This handy restaurant companion lists over 1,000 excuses to use when you don't want to order veal. Just listen.
I can't eat veal because I'm from Scandinavia.
I'd order the veal, but it causes my limbs to fall off.
Or come dressed as a calf and try the excuse.
How dare you? I'm not a cannibal.
So order 1001 Excuses Not to Order the Veal and have a pleasant veal-free meal the next time you dine out.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm lonely. Are you? Call me. 1-800-HOT-BOTS. Let's go out.
I was up for a night of hot woman on robot action. Well, I got what I wanted. Plus, at the end of the night, my robotic escort really put out.
Give me a call. 1-800-HOT-BOTS. I'm waiting by the phone. Plus, at the end of the night, I really put out.